Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We back, we back,
Uh-huh.
we back, we back, y'all.
Come
Welcome
on.
to another episode of Vibes and Convo. Come on in, come on in.
Yeah,
Know what I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Vibes and Convo, where we celebrate anything and all things that are R and B. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
and we back again, y'all.
Come on.
Yes, sir. We're y'all host, Mr. On Key, always on key, never off. And I'm your friendly neighborhood sequel 2297. And this week, tell them what we got, Key.
It's about to go down. It's about to go down. Y'all know the classic, right? Y'all better know this classic.
Yeah,
Y'all better know this classic, because we do R&B over here. So you gotta know this
better.
classic movie, man. You see it right there to your right hand side. You see it. You see it. We got it pulled up on the Spotify. We're gonna get into it today, man. We're gonna get into it.
Yeah,
Boomerang, the soundtrack. We gonna take it back on them, man, because it's very important. It's
very,
very important, you know.
very.
Because I feel like it's some names that you hear these days that you kind of don't know why people are hanging on to those names. But we gonna dial into it. We're gonna dial into it today.
Yes, we are.
All right, we're gonna get to the journey.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do that, you know what we gotta do.
What we
You
got?
know what we gotta do. That you
What we
hear
got?
these days. I gotta check it. I gotta check in on I gotta check in on the week. We gotta check on each other's week and how and caught up on what's going on each other's side of the week.
We'll talk about
You know what I
it.
mean? Sequel.
What about it?
How has your week been, sir?
My week has been blessed. Every week I'm able to come on here, vibes and convo, man. I'm truly blessed. Let me say that
Come
first
on.
and foremost. We finally got our 1 day, well, actually two, equated to 2 days of spring.
Okay. 2
which
days
is
is good.
well,
It's a
2 days of
start.
spring, which is not normal for Cleveland weather. But full transparency, it's very short lived because temperatures are already dropping. We're supposed to get snow in the morning.
Mm.
So I'm probably going to be extended in spring. By the time all this winter weather and stuff passes up or whatever, we'll be in summer. So it is what it
Mm.
is. But other than
Okay.
that, man, I'm good. My boys are thriving, man. Everything's good, man. I can't complain, man. How about your week, sir?
Well, you know me.
Always.
Couldn't
Always.
wait for you to come my way. You know what I'm saying?
Wait
you
on it.
know. This week. Let's see. We got hit out of rain with rain out of nowhere, man.
What?
With rain out of nowhere, man. When we needed the rain, it was nowhere to be found. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But as soon as we don't need it, here it come. It wasn't even on a weather report.
Oh, Tony lied. They lied.
Right. It wasn't even on a weather report. It just said surprise.
We need our
Nah,
money
yeah, this
back, bro.
happened on what was it, Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday night. It just was coming down.
It was
Coming
downpour, or it was
down.
just typical rain. It was like a real down.
Nah, it rained pretty hard. It rained pretty hard.
Oh wow,
You know, it have us running for cover because we not used to none of that.
that's not typical for Dago, man.
We
That's
super
not.
we super spoiled, man.
That's right.
But yeah, experience some of that. Um, what else happened this week? That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. On my end as far as activity,
Okay.
Um, been a pretty mild week, shall I say?
Uh-huh.
I think next week I'll have more stories.
Yeah,
But for this week, man, it's been pretty calm.
that's
Pretty
what's up.
calm, you know.
That's what's up.
Hey,
Can't complain about that.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Look here. For those of you who have never been here before, let us let you know that before we go on to this journey, right? There is 3 steps that we need you to follow, right? We like to call it setting the mood. There we go.
Yeah.
For y'all that thought that this show wasn't live, look at that.
Look at God.
Live in effect.
Yep.
Live in effect. Setting the mood, right? So with step number 1 is find your place of comfort. That could
Fine.
be at home, that could be in your couch, that could be in your
Mhm.
bed, that can be in your living room floor, that can be in your car, that can be on the rooftop, that can be in the porch, that can be in the den, that can be in the garage, that can be for the old school folks in the rocking chair. You know what I'm saying? That chair that rock. What y'all know about that, man?
Oh man.
You know, bring the new school over here. We show you what a rocking chair is.
That part.
Hey, we teach them about the rocking chair. They teach us about the game chair, right?
That right, right,
So,
right, right. It's an even exchange.
you know, and the bean bag, and the
Ah,
bean bag.
y'all see it? Y'all see it?
Yeah. Hold on, I don't even know which way to move.
Yeah. Y'all see the bean bag?
Bean bag,
What
man.
up? What up? What up?
You know. True. That step number 1 is find your place of comfort. Step number 2 is we want you to get you a good set of headphones. Right? Well, we know the phone device works good. You can hear us. You ain't got to do so much, right? But with the headphones, man, you're all the way in tune. It makes you focus a whole nother kind of way. And we get into a lot of detail. You know what I mean? We jump in and out of categories, and we talk about certain things. So we just we just like you to have the headphones because they keep you dialed in and focused,
That
right?
part.
So step number 2 is get you a good set of headphones. Step number 3. I don't need to cover the label. I don't need to cover the label. There is no label on here, right? Step number 3 is get you your favorite beverage. Mine is the water, man. Water.
I'm tea drinking tonight, man. I'm tea drinking.
Ooh, see that's a good one too,
Tea.
man. Water,
The
water.
moral is stay hydrated, people. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, stay hydrated. Keep everything near you, man, so you don't have to bust a move for this episode, man. We want
That
you to
part.
stay put.
That part.
Right now,
Yes, sir.
now that we done got all 3 of them out of the way,
Uh-huh.
let's get into it. Boomerang soundtrack. All right, I'm gonna pull that back up.
Let's get into it. Boomerang soundtrack.
Yeah, man.
Now, before we get started, Key,
hmm
before we dig all the way into this, what off the top of your head, like you hear when you hear Boomerang soundtrack, what pops in your brain?
Um, Boys to Men. For me, it's gonna be Boys to Men,
Feel you. I feel you.
right? You know, based off of that being that first group that I got in tune to, and they had that. Come on, they had the classic on here.
That mega hit.
They had the classic on here.
Is,
Made everybody want to be a singer.
is it safe to say, like, even we're just going off of Boys to Men because you brought them up,
Yeah.
even though they were so impactful coming out the gate,
hmm
or whatever, all Big Tim, Cooley High, Harmony, that whole album, or whatever, like, can we fairly say that this song single handedly was a game changer? Not just for their careers, but for the whole industry?
Yes.
I would agree.
Yes.
Definitely would agree.
You know what I mean?
Definitely would agree.
Um, Song that never get old.
Right?
I feel like every time you listen to it, you hear something you ain't heard before.
Yep.
That's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah,
At least for me, you know. But yeah, man. Um, yeah, it's gonna be Boys to Men because
that's
that
what's up.
that 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 song was just that song set it off.
Hell yeah, man. Definitely.
End of the Road is the name of the song.
If you guys didn't know already, like, come on.
Yeah,
Only
End of
song,
the
only
Road.
Boyz II Men song on the whole soundtrack. Come on.
Come on.
We need for y'all to follow. Come on, keep up.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, man. Boomerang.
And was that the beginning of the Boys to Men Babyface collab?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
This was the first, not the last, but definitely the first time
first one. Yeah.
you saw Babyface's songwriting and song capability, song making, hit making capability matched with Boyz II Men's vocal delivery.
Ah. Okay.
And it was such a match made in heaven that so many people and their mama after this want to work with Boyz II Men.
Mm. They said, "Let's
like,
go."
like, especially after Babyface described them as the perfect vehicle for
Mm.
any song you write. They were the perfect vehicle for a songwriter.
Shh.
That's how he
I, s-
described them.
I see why he kept working with them too.
Yeah, yeah, man.
You know.
They can do it all.
Hmm.
Can do it all.
So I
All
kind of
right.
want to start off with the you know kind of sum up this to sum up this album, man,
Mhm.
and let y'all know, the impact that it had,
Yes.
on the charts. You
Hmm.
know, the Boomerang original soundtrack album is the soundtrack to Regina Hudlin's 1992 film Boomerang.
All right.
Right, it was released on June 30th. Hmm. Definitely round of applause. It
Yep.
was released on June 30th, 1992 by LaFace Records.
Yes.
The album peaked at number 4 on the US Billboard 200s and reached the top spot on the top R&B hip hop albums chart. The
Yep.
album was certified gold by the Record Industry Association of America in August 1992 and eventually reached triple platinum status by April 1995.
Yes, it
So
did.
3 years later.
Hmm.
Come on. Come on. But yeah, man. That
Yeah, man.
lets you know what it did on the charts. That
Hell yeah.
let you know what this
Yeah.
great piece of work that we about to talk about did on the charts.
And just to put in perspective, it took 3 years for that bad boy to reach platinum status. So even then, as great as the music was, you still had to work these projects.
Mm-hmm.
You had to work them. With no drop one single and it's done.
Nope.
The rest says no, not during this
Nope.
time. You worked the hell out them bad boys. And as you can
Mm-hmm.
see, they had multiple singles. As you're gonna see as we go down this journey, they had multiple singles on this bad boy that charted.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple.
Come on.
I ain't gonna keep them in anticipation no more, Key.
They did. They did, you know. um, yeah, man, Boomerang. Um, I mean, if you ain't seen the movie, that's definitely something you need to do. Um,
I agree.
Classic. Had all the comedians in it, you know.
Yep.
Um,
Eddie
yeah,
Murphy being the king on
yeah,
this
it's
project.
it's a must watch. It's a
It's
must watch.
definitely it's a who's who of comedians from Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy to David Allen Greer, John Witherspoon,
Mm.
Martin Lawrence.
Right.
I mean, young Martin at that.
Right.
Yeah, like
It's
it's
all
just
in
a
here.
who's who of comedy in this bad boy, and not just
See,
comedy from a
when you
stand up
said them
space.
names, it started making me laugh because I'm thinking about certain scenes.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
and not just comedy from a comedic space. Also, even comedic actors and actresses,
right.
aka Tisha Campbell.
Come on.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Um, classic movie. Now, you got the classic movie, but you also got the classic soundtrack,
yes,
right?
right.
Let's start with track number one.
Hmm.
We'll try to zoom in just a tad bit so you can see it a little better.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Give You My Heart featuring Tony Braxton.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Never give you my heart,
Uh,
baby. And I will
good,
always
good,
be good to
good.
you. and I will love you forever. Go ahead and tell you, bro.
Yeah.
That song,
Babyface, man.
feel that just like yesterday, man. Feel that just like yesterday.
Babyface.
Babyface classic.
Come on.
All right, this is off the top. This is my third favorite song off the whole soundtrack. Just my
Mm,
third.
okay.
It's a highly underrated duet, and I think this mostly because it's an up tempo. Not
Mhm.
too many up tempo duets get the same love as the slower duets do.
Mhm.
That's that third, but definitely it was a highly underrated duet that was very impactful to the marketing of this movie. Also, matter of fact, I think this was, if I don't quote me on this, I could be wrong, but I think this was the first single they dropped off this soundtrack. I
Mm.
think this was the very first single they did get dropped off this certain
Okay. Give you my heart.
yeah, Give You My Heart. And it was very impactful. Also, this is a song that also launched Tony Braxton's career. This is
Mm.
how LaFace introduced the world to her with this duet. So before you heard the How Many Ways and the Breathe Agains and all this other stuff over it was this song.
Mm.
This song. Babyface gave her the alley oop.
Mhm.
And it was over with after that. Over that. In which case, dog, you're gonna hear me bring her up again later on as we go down this journey. So
Mm.
not to give away too much, but it was still a super dope up tempo song.
Huh. I
Yep,
love it. I love it, man.
yep,
Give you my heart.
yeah, yeah.
Tony
Babyface.
Braxton, man. What a way to get debuted.
I know, right?
Come on.
This is back when OGs believed in ushering and bringing along new talent and actually introducing them to the world
Right.
wholeheartedly.
Right.
Yep. Something we don't see too much of nowadays, but
No, you don't.
it's always a major impact when it does happen.
Right.
Yep.
It's gonna be all right. Featuring Charlie Wilson, track number 2.
It's gonna be everything is gonna be all right. Now
Man.
you know that this would mark the first time these two would ever collab.
Mm.
It's not the
Okay.
last time, but definitely the first time they ever collab.
Okay.
It's that classic New Jack sound that we all
Mhm.
know and love, especially from Aaron Hall. And they giving you all you can stand from them both. It was like a marriage. It was like father and son almost. Because if you know
Mhm.
anything about Aaron Hall, he gets everything from Charlie Wilson.
Charlie is,
Everything
yeah.
Aaron Hall is vocally is Charlie Wilson.
Mhm.
So to have them on the track together, hey, to be honest with you, going back and listening to the song feels like an updated Gap Band song.
Mm. That's a good description.
Yeah, like if the Gap Band might have still been together during this time frame or still been, I'm
Cause
saying
what
they
did
would,
Aaron say on the song? He said something like, you know what I mean? I'm proud to be on a song with you. Like
yep,
he was giving, yeah.
giving it
He was
all,
giving
yeah,
Charlie Wilson his flowers
and
on the
rightfully
track.
so, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Something else you don't see a lot of nowadays.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Mm.
And Aaron Hall's been very public about his admiration for Charlie Wilson, how he pretty idolized him vocally and stole a lot from him.
Mm.
So I'm not just throwing that stuff out there. This is documented. It's out there.
Right. Right.
Coming from the horse's mouth. So trust me.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Track number 3. Tonight is right. Keith
Hey,
Washington.
Keith
Come
Washington.
on,
All right. You
man.
want me to start off with this one?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Now, this song coming off a strong debut with Kissing You, which is a
Mm.
lead single off his debut album, Make Time for Love.
Mhm.
Um, his debut, I want to say his debut duet with Shantae Moore,
Mhm.
Candlelight and You off the House Party 2 soundtrack would indirectly dub him Mr. Soundtrack Romance Guy for a significant period of time.
Mm.
Um, but that's neither here nor there. This would follow up all those songs or whatever. This is another song that's in keeping with that narrative as far as soundtracks and stuff
Mhm.
goes. And he's pretty much the same guy on every soundtrack, setting up the mood, Mr.
Right.
Romantic, and that's what this song is in keeping with. Tonight is right,
Okay.
which is definitely another Keith Washington classic, aka Mr. Set the Mood.
Right. Right.
One
Right.
of might be Mr. Original Set the Mood for
Come on.
you know what I'm
Let it
saying?
start. Let it start right there. Um. Yeah, brother Keith, man. Look, Keith, crooner, man.
True crooner.
Crooner. Um, when you talking about flat-footed singing,
Yeah.
Keith Washington, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of flat-foot singers
Mhm.
in Keith Washington's time. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But
Keith Washington,
he's definitely one that don't get mentioned.
definitely, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Just like the Philip Perrys and the Will
Right,
Downing and
right.
and and, it's so many from that time frame. Even the Peabo Brysons and the Freddie
Hmm.
Jacksons
Hmm.
who all fall under Luther Vandross's shadow
Right.
because Luther was still reigning during this time.
Hmm. Yep. Keith, he get lost a little bit in there. I don't know why.
Yeah,
But man, you know really what it is because the heavy skill set. The
yeah,
heavy skill set from everybody in that generation. You know what I'm saying?
definitely, definitely.
And I said all that to say that, you know, tonight is right. Like he shows that, but he's so much bigger than this song. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like Keith, man. Shout out to Keith, man. Gotta give his
Yeah,
flowers, man. We like to give flowers over here at Vibes and Convo.
yeah, we do.
You know what I mean? And
Keith Washington is
going back
definitely
to
one of them.
listen to this soundtrack, it that's all that was going through my head was like Keith, man, been terrorizing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
We're gonna have to do a performance breakdown or something on Keith because
hey, Keith Washington's reign was real, man. Remember he
come
was
on.
on Martin?
Oh yeah.
Like that episode was just as impactful as it was when Brian McKnight showed up on that episode.
Come on.
Like that's how serious Keith Washington was. Like, especially to the
Hmm.
ladies.
Shh.
Just,
Smooth.
just smooth. He was
Smooth.
like the modern day Billy D. Williams.
Come on.
And wasn't taking off his shirt, wasn't talking a bunch of sex stuff, just romance,
Hmm.
straight crooning.
Yep.
That was Keith.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Number 4, I Die Without You, PM Don.
PM Dawn. Oh God. The Set of Drift Boys. Set of Drift Boys. Now
Boy.
this
Mhm.
song turned out to be a big cult pop classic.
Right.
Very much so. It's a super strong follow up to their hit song "Set Adrift," which was off their debut album.
Right.
Most people, and we talked about this earlier, whatever. Most people during this time thought they were from overseas, thought they were British or
I know
English.
I did. I know I
A
did.
lot of people did. A lot of it, and a lot of contributed to that was their look, but
Mm,
also they didn't do a lot of interviews. But the few they did, only one of them really talked. And he did
okay.
talk with a bit of an accent. Wasn't really heavy, but it was really and quiet also, so it was hard to distinguish.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But come to find out, they're both from Jersey.
Just Jersey boys.
Just Jersey boys, man. Just super creative Jersey boys.
Crazy.
But that's neither. But that's not to knock them guys. Like during that time period, like they were coming out of the era where it was so cool to. It was cool publicly to be somebody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? You didn't have to be wholeheartedly who you were, as long as the art was good, the music was good. Nobody was really pricking and prying on who you were. This years before the keep it real
Right.
phase started to take over all the entertainment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So no knock to PM Dawn. They definitely had a big contribution to the music industry for sure. Even though short lived, still very memorable and impactful.
Right.
Shout out to PM Dawn, man.
Come on.
Yeah. And they did their thing for this soundtrack too.
Hmm. 7-day weekend not contained in the motion picture. You
Yeah.
know what's crazy is when I came back and I listened to this soundtrack
Uh-huh.
and this song came on, I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
And it was what is this? Because I don't remember hearing it in the movie,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of these you hear in the movie, like a lot of these
Yeah.
soundtracks. That was the thing. That was the
Mhm.
theme. Then like the songs would get featured in the movie, and vice
Yeah,
versa. When
definitely.
the music videos is created, the movie is in there. There's playing off of each other. But when
Yeah.
this song came on, I did not recognize it, and it
Uh-uh.
was because it wasn't in the movie.
It's in the
But
credits.
yeah,
In the credits.
great
But
stuff.
at the same time, just to put in context who Grace Jones is and was to the music industry. Grace Jones started off as a model,
Right.
high end, super duper supermodel. She probably coined the phrase supermodel.
Right.
To be honest with you, like there was never one before Grace Jones. There's never been one since. But she also had a knack for music, even though the core of her music was mostly rock or considered pop, urban alternative,
Mm-hmm.
which was a term wouldn't be phrased till years later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But she was truly a first of her kind, and this was probably one of the last offerings we ever heard from her again.
Mm.
Was on this soundtrack. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. Please correct me or whatever. You can find something later than this on Grace Jones. Feel free to chime in, but I
Right.
doubt you. I doubt you will, because
Mm.
shortly after this, she kept on doing a few more bit parts as far as acting goes, and
Right.
kept modeling until the wheels fell off. To be honest with
Mm-hmm.
you, yeah, the notorious Grace Jones is what they used to call her.
The notorious. Yeah, the
Yes.
notorious in front of her name.
Yeah. Yeah. Some would even argue the character that she played in this movie was pretty much really her, a light adaptation of who she really was.
Mm. Number 6, End
Ha!
of the Road.
All right, we can
Okay.
stop. We can pretty much
Ooh,
stop right here. I mean,
man.
we can pretty much stop right here. I mean, it's nothing else exists. All right,
I
to
just
keep
gotta
it a
shake my
buck,
head, man. I
to
just gotta
keep
shake my head.
that's all we can do. What can we say that hadn't already been said? We already discussed this was the first showing of Babyface writing with Boys to Men's delivery. Super impactful in every way. Song is absolutely a game changer. By far, my favorite song on the album, hands down.
Right.
This is the one. Like, you remember being bugged to sing this song?
Man.
It was
Man, it's
so
still popular and like I'm
yeah,
pretty sure it's still popular like in karaoke and
man. You better
all
believe
kind of
that.
spots. You know what I mean?
Ugh, Jesus Christ.
Man. Classic.
It's so instilled in everybody's psyche. Everybody believes they can sing it still.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what kind of voice you got. This is one of those songs like, I got this.
It's the
Like,
way they sung it too, man.
I know.
Like
Shout
classic.
out Babyface for writing this monster.
Classic.
Oh god.
Can't believe it, man.
All right.
It's one of them it's one of them records where you know how they say like an artist can get that one hit and then be able to tour for the rest of their life. They for sure can. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
they had multiple one of these though, but
Yes, they did.
if
Even
they was
after this,
only hanging on to this, they would still be
they
they
still
would
be
still
who
be
they are.
booked. Yeah,
That's right.
crazy.
Never lying about that, man.
Let me scroll down a little bit more. Oops, let me just
All right. Next song.
let me let me shrink it so I can scroll down just a tad bit.
There you go.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
then
There we go. That's even better.
all right. Maybe I could scroll a little bit more in. Yeah. Okay.
Boom. Yeah. Mm.
The LaFace Cartel,
Nah.
reversal of a dog.
All
Mm,
right. Now you know I got facts. I got facts on this.
okay.
All right. Now, interesting enough,
Mm-hmm.
reversal of a dog, the LaFace Cartel. This is the official name for the one time and only collaboration between Damian Dane.
Hmm.
Y'all guys do y'all research on Damian Dane, very prominent during the time. Highland Place Mobsters, TLC,
Okay.
and introducing Tony Braxton.
Mm.
One of the three appearances on her debut project. The soundtrack of Boomerang in 1992. The song on the Face Cartel performed is called "Reversal of a Dog" album, which I consider the album filler. To be honest with you, this song was fun, nonetheless. Everybody got off and did their thing on it over there, but at the end of the day, like I
Yeah.
think it was more so trying to sell the fact of the concept of the movie in song form.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? That was more so what it was. But the song itself never was released as a single. You know what I'm saying? Never
Right.
was really brought to the forefront or whatever. And after even now hearing it, oh, whatever, it's like, yeah, it goes along with that time period.
Yeah.
or whatever, but nothing that we would listen to on a regular, unless you just
Yeah, because
really
even
want to hear
hearing it
Chelsea.
back then, it was like, I
Yeah.
it wasn't a song it wasn't a song I was talking about. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
um, of course, End of the Road, we talking about, there's other songs on here that we gonna be, that we haven't even brung up yet. That
Yeah.
definitely was we definitely was talking about.
Definitely.
Um, Reverse of a Dog wasn't one, but I do remember like playing it again now. I
Yeah.
remember hearing it then and was like, okay.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, because me at this time, like, I was a nerd. I still was a nerd of music early on. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, as a kid, like, I used to sit in front of the tape deck and just have a. I used to have just a couple of tapes that I would have sitting by, and I would
Mhm.
rotate the tapes just to listen to what I want to listen to.
Yep.
I used to memorize what was on the tapes because you remember you can record over stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the tape. So I used to memorize. Oh, that's the black tape. I know
Yep.
it's on there. You know what I mean? And I
Yep.
used to
Yep.
just go in there and just play stuff. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And I record stuff off the radio and
Yep.
like
Yep.
that. Yep,
See,
listen
see, we old school, baby. We used to be able to record off the radio,
off the radio.
in
You
real
might have to put a
time.
little tape on a cassette so you can put that
You
record
take-
button.
Hell
You can
yeah!
manipulate the record button, but
You better talk about it, Keith.
come on, man.
We sharing history with y'all right now. It's history.
Come on, man. Come on.
Oh God! All right,
What
man.
we talking about?
Reversal of a dog, man.
Man. Um, number 8, track number 8.
Ah,
Home Should Have Brought You Home by Tony
ah.
Braxton.
Okay,
Mm.
you guys already know.
This is one of them songs.
Not just one of the songs. This was the song
Come
for
on.
Tony Braxton. This after
Mhm.
getting that alley oop and being the lead single off this whole soundtrack with
Mhm.
the duet with Babyface or whatever. This song single handedly solidified and launched her career for real.
Right.
It really sent her into the stratosphere. This was her breakout single from Tony. This is her
Right.
breakout. Like after hearing that duet, once you heard this, it was a wrap after that.
Right.
Tony didn't need nothing from nobody else after this song dropped. Matter of fact, the
Mhm.
song was coined and was also a famous phrase from the movie,
Mm.
which really drove the song home.
Mm.
And then the song being so impactful just even drove the movie even more so over there. Matter of fact, those are the two. This song and those are the two leading singles that really drove the marketing of this movie for real. I
Mm.
mean, it's even safe to say Tony Braxton and Babyface single handedly sold this movie.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? With the addition of Boys to Men,
Right.
really bringing it home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But for sure, those three singles, the Boys to Men song and
Mhm.
both these Tony Braxton songs,
Hmm.
yeah, those
Right.
were key
No,
selling
it
points for it.
was. It
Yeah,
was. It
yeah,
was.
oh yeah.
What can I say about this song, man? I like you can't know about Tony Braxton without knowing about this song.
That part.
Like, that's the best way to sum that up. And what's funny is because, you know, it was talked about but not talked about, but every time you thought about Tony Braxton, you thought about Babyface because
Yeah,
the way they
right.
debuted her and the way she flooded out on the scene was always with Babyface.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, um,
yeah,
man, um, classic scene along with the classic song.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
What Halle
once
Berry
again,
said,
mhm.
love should have brought your black ass home last night.
It's literally about the scene. It's
Yes, it
crazy.
is. It truly
Literally
is.
about the scene. So, um, yeah, classic, classic. Soon as you press play, if you think you ain't heard it, soon as
Oh
you
yeah.
press play, you're gonna be like, "Oh snap!" You know what I mean? But be careful because it'll trigger you back to,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, wherever you was at that time. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it will.
listen, like, man, yeah.
Yep.
Track number 9, There You Go, Johnny
Ah,
Gill, Johnny Gill, man. Singing his face off.
Now this is my second favorite song off the soundtrack.
Mm.
First of all, it's JG.
Come on.
If you know me, you know I'm. There's a Mount Rushmore with me, and JG's on it. That's all I'm gonna
Right.
say. But this is an epic, set the mood, classic song. Man, JG on his crooning stuff as usual, man. JG couldn't during this period. JG couldn't miss.
Mm.
He couldn't miss anything he was on. You heard his voice; it was going.
He was on it.
He was on it. And this, unlike so many other soundtracks he was featured on or whatever, he had stuff like this that always stood out.
Right.
Yeah, shout out to JG, man, for keeping R&B keeping it alive for the crooners for real.
Man.
JG was old school before he was old school.
Yeah, he was.
You gotta think, man. Young JG with Stacey Lattisaw.
Right. The vocals was already old.
Already seasoned.
Like, why is it? You always thinking like, why this dude singing like this? And you never thought of his age. That was the thing about Johnny. You never thought about his age. Yeah.
And he always looked older than what he was any doggone way.
Too.
So, like, Jesus Christ.
That too. Yep.
Hell yeah.
He was an old soul. He carried himself like older cat.
Hell yeah. And show ran the streets like one too.
Track number 10, "Don't Wanna Love You" by Shanice.
Yes. The immortal Shanice Wilson, Mrs. I Love Your Smile herself. Yes. Don't Want to Love You is one of the last attempts at Shanice relaunching her career. During this time, she wasn't even known as Shanice Wilson. She just went by Shanice. So it was a whole rebrand that was being pushed at the time.
Right.
The song did decent but it would fall under the radar after 9 weeks of being on top 3 single on the R&B urban charts. But it's still a classic movie song with a real good feeling, reminiscent of the time. Doggone, it definitely didn't. It wasn't one that I went back in the day, but listening to it now, I'm like, okay. Like, it was not one I would necessarily skip just for nostalgic purposes.
Right. I agree.
It's Shanice. Like, Shanice has a classic sound, a voice all her own. Nobody sounds like Shanice even still to this day.
Right.
Like, I love her. And plus, she's an ode to the old school, man, like old school Apollo days. Like, if you know anything about Shanice's career or whatever, like, you know she gained fame from Apollo.
Yep.
Which is back when a lot of classic artists gained it. That's how they gained their wings on Apollo. So,
yep.
She's reminiscent of that.
I think some of that footage is on YouTube currently now.
I think so too.
If you want to go look it up, please do.
Yeah. It'd be a fun find.
Yeah, Shanice, man. The way I felt about her songs, even then, like, this just kind of reminded me, like her songs didn't match up to what she was. You know what I'm saying? So when I listen to this, it just reminds me, like, you know what I mean? Like, but we always enjoyed her though.
Yeah, definitely.
See, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. She didn't have strong songs at this moment. You know what I mean? They're trying to, like, get her there, trying to figure that out and trying to get her there. But she didn't have strong songs till way later.
Yeah.
When she come back for the third get back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the When I Close My Eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The remake of what am I thinking?
Oh yeah, when she remade Loving You.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, that was her run, like, with songs, right? But talent, she always been that talent. You know what I'm saying? So she's one that kind of got away with, like, you didn't really have strong songs, but your talent was incredible.
She's one of those. It's easy to say. She falls in that category of artists whose voice was way bigger than any song she was ever on.
Right. So it's kind of like, because I know it's her, I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take it for what it is because it's Shanice. Like, that's not everybody can do that.
That's the Truth.
Some people you gonna see it. Some people you'll see the title. You see who it is. You like, okay, I'm good.
Mhm,
You might press play, but you ain't gonna let it play.
mhm.
You know what I mean? But Shanice is like, no
Yeah,
matter
let
what it sound like, I'm gonna let it play.
that part.
So
Yeah, they're gonna let that run, man. Gonna let that run, man.
come on,
Don't you touch that?
right?
Don't skip this. Okay, it's all right,
It's
Shanice.
Shanice. Well, I
Shanice.
know.
I know.
That's
Shut
why.
up. Learn something.
You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah.
Track number 11 feels like heaven. Kenny
Ah,
Vaughn and the Art of Love.
ooh,
Interesting.
feels so good. La la, feels
Right.
like heaven. La la.
Right.
Now, in keeping with the whole, ever since Boyz II Men brought out brought acapella back to the front man, everybody was trying to do their whole stint of
Mm-hmm.
something acapella during this time, and this is one of many.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Vaughn, I would keep it a buck with you. I don't even remember who this guy is past this song,
Me
to be
neither.
honest with you, but he had to be somebody to even
I
end
was
up in
gonna
this
ask
category.
you because I was
Yes,
like,
I'm just keeping it a book. I don't. But he had to be somebody to end up on this soundtrack and have the song on here. So shout out to Kenny Vaughn. I'm not going to overlook any of your accomplishments.
so Kenny Vaughn and the Art of Love.
In the
Mm.
art of love. I don't know if they were a group or band or just called a collective or whatever. Feel free to find that out for us, chat. If y'all go back and
Yeah.
watch this, yeah, put us up on this one. This was a tough find for us.
Yeah, this will be
So
interesting.
feel free to educate us, please. We'll go back and do a follow up if need be. But
Yeah.
feels like heaven. The only reason this song is so impactful, or whatever, is because of the scene that it showed up in the movie.
Right. See? That's key. That's key. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And that's why the song was made classic because of that scene between Eddie Murphy and Robin Gibbons. The song itself is funny, is cool, and it's very memorable. Very
Mm.
memorable. But nothing. You never seen anything else from this collective again past the soundtrack.
Mm.
Factual.
Right.
Yeah. But still very important to the movie. Still very important to the movie and the soundtrack for sure. So
Mm-hmm.
it very much belongs in there.
And the last song that kind of I don't remember this song being on there.
It was.
Um,
It was.
but let me make sure I zoom it back in.
Really, really short, small bit, but yeah, you heard. Yeah,
Right.
it was definitely in the movie.
Right. And that's why I said I need a movie refresher
Mhm,
because um I wasn't able to refresh myself on the movie.
mhm.
But yeah. Um Tribe
Uh,
Called Quest with Hot Sex, it surprised me. I was like,
yeah,
oh, what?
and
What?
let me put everything in context for people once again. The time frame during this time in black music, there was no way. I mean, hip hop was such on a come up and so impactful at that time. There was no way in the world you were going to get away with doing a whole black soundtrack and not have not one hip hop
One.
song on there.
And they happened to
Not
put it last,
one.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But they were by a doggone legendary group with legendary music. Even this song was legendary. Out of all the songs on this soundtrack, this was one you definitely still heard in the clubs, at
Right.
parties, like, and during the time that Tribe really couldn't miss.
Mm.
They could fart out a song and it was gonna be a hit,
Mm.
no matter what they was. And even the video for this very memorable. I remember it being chart topping for weeks on end. Like
Right.
this song did what it was supposed to do. It definitely supported this entire soundtrack for sure.
Mm.
Not
Okay.
to be overlooked or downplayed by any means. The Tribe is still the Tribe.
Right.
Mm, yep.
Right. Yeah, man. Um, yeah, it definitely was a tribe. I felt like it I can see what was going on. I can see it being a hip hop record, so that's why they put it last.
Mhm.
Um what's gonna bother me is when I watch the movie, I'm gonna be like, how didn't I remember this song? That's exactly gonna be my reaction.
Yep.
I
Trust, it's gonna be
already
that.
know.
It's gonna be that
Already
all
know.
through the movie.
I'm gonna be like,
Mm,
I know this.
yeah.
Oh yeah, this was with but it's just see when you lived in that time and you watched the
Mhm.
movies in that time, it's just so because the soundtracks was doing all the soundtracks was doing that.
Yeah, it
So
was.
you got to get refreshed. You know
Hell yeah,
what I mean?
man.
Because it was so many.
Yeah.
So But yeah, man, shout out to the tribe, man.
Shout out to the tribe, man.
Yeah.
This movie, this movie taught me how to coordinate.
Oh man.
That's what this movie did for me, David. After this movie, dog, I was all about coordination, sir. Like so many other brothers were. And that's just
Man,
putting it light.
man.
Hey, Boomerang soundtrack. Hey, what can we say, man?
What can
Another
we say?
another epic breakdown of a soundtrack, man, that's etched in our brains and in our hearts. Not just because it's R&B music, but because it was good cinema on top
Right,
of that.
right.
Definitely, man. I loved it. I love traveling down memory lane like this, man. Dog. It really made me have a different appreciation for what not just what it did, but what it still continues to do.
Right.
Even
And
still.
see, like this is the type of movie that, you know, it's a classic, but like this is one that they won't dare to try to remake.
Mm-mm. How can you?
You know what I mean?
And so many classic key people, even if they had bit parts in it, it was so many names in this movie, like people that can't be replaced ever.
Right,
John Witherspoon for first and foremost, like,
right,
uh.
right,
And the actress that played his wife and played his wife, she's gone too.
right,
Now that I think about, like, if I start going down the main people that's not here no more, like, it's like, how could you?
right.
How could you?
What a time.
I know, man.
What a time right there.
Yeah, yeah. Anything
So
else you
funny.
remember that stands out? Not so
Um,
much about the movie, but this soundtrack.
um, what was it? It was something I was gonna say. Um, you we all gotta admit that, like, um, I mean, even though like End of the Road lasted longer than the soundtrack,
Yes, it did.
like after the movie, we still was playing End of the Road in the sound. Like we still was we was on the Boys to Men, but I remember you know, I remember how big Tony Braxton's run
Mhm.
was right here. Like
Yeah.
this was the start of it, but I remember like everything was Tony Braxton. You
Mhm.
got that Tony Braxton album?
Mhm.
Tony Braxton, Tony Braxton, Tony Braxton, Tony Braxton. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Until I mean, years later, we got "Unbreak My Heart." You know,
Exactly.
we got some other songs to kind of hang on to her, but
Also, just to add to that, real quick, before you keep going, I don't
mhm,
want to get away from this. Also, Tony Braxton, as soon as people heard her voice, were automatically comparing her to Anita Baker.
right,
Nobody was sounding anything close to Anita till Tony came along. So
right,
that helped prepare that helped people, even more people be intrigued with Tony and propel her sound as well. Because
yeah,
by
because
this time, Anita Baker wasn't even doing albums anymore. Really.
mm,
She had kind of stepped away from music for a while.
hmm and that "Unbreak My Heart" like was so
Huh.
cross charting.
Huh.
You know what I mean? And um across in between like genres of music.
I know.
Um,
She was Celine Dion before Celine Dion.
right, she was the talk. She was the talk. I mean, Boys to Men was the talk.
Yeah. But
You know what I'm
individually, as
saying?
far as solo artists go,
Solo artist Tony
Tony was the
Braxton was
yeah.
she was the one. You know, all the way up. Like, shoot, Tony had a mean run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to say all the way up to like what we gonna say 99.
Yeah, that's safe.
You know what I mean?
No, no, even past 99.
Yeah, even past 99,
Past
she
99.
started doing her joints.
I would say up until at least 2001, 2002.
Yeah, cause what's the joint? I see the performance on Soul Train.
Uh-huh.
She was killing.
Mhm.
We music
Oh,
nerds.
man, yeah, man. She wasn't man enough for me,
Thank you.
baby.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
yeah, buddy.
And then she went on to get production from Dr. Dre.
dude.
do projects like that, which was dope also, like
Right. We
but
didn't see
what
that one
that's
coming.
a whole nother episode,
We
man.
gotta
Just
do Tony
Tony
Braxton shit,
catalog
man.
alone is a whole nother
We gonna have to
episode.
do it. We
Yeah,
gonna have to do it.
we're gonna have to do Tony, man. Tony.
Put that on the checklist.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I
But
could even go
yeah, you asked me,
yeah,
is there anything else I remember? I just remember
yeah, yeah,
her run from here to
yeah,
it
yeah.
was a mean run.
I'm glad I asked that too, man, because that sparked that whole idea. Yeah, we're gonna have to do
Cause it was like Tony, Mary,
Yes. Yep,
Mariah.
yep.
Like them three was just
Yeah. During that time.
terrorizing everything.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Talk about some epic artists on this bad boy, past and present, man.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it was an early offering from TLC, even though it wasn't TLC just them by themselves with LaFace
Right.
up there. Like it was an early offering from them also
Mm-hmm.
that went under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out everybody on this soundtrack, man. Definitely made it
Man.
memorable in my mind, and and definitely a soundtrack I'll never forget.
Shout out LaFace, man. LaFace.
For putting together a classic project.
Yeah, man.
Classic project.
Yeah,
Oh,
we covered
and,
Soul Food, so we had
and,
to give it up.
and before I
Hey.
get out of here,
Mm-hmm.
almost forgot. I can't go without further crediting uh L.A. Reid and Babyface.
Yeah, man.
This was their first offering off of LaFace Records. Was this
Mm.
soundtrack? Like
You jumped
purely,
off.
wholeheartedly LaFace. This is how they jumped off LaFace Records as a record company.
That's really jumping it off.
Yeah, man. Talk about that.
Come on.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I love it. I love it.
Hey,
Everything
man.
about it.
How does
Everything.
Boomerang soundtrack make y'all feel, man? Let us know in the chat. You know
Please
what I'm saying?
do.
Let us know in the comments. We do read, we do answer back. You know what I'm saying? If there's anything y'all think we missed about the soundtrack, feel free to doggone. Let us know, man. Let us know. We're not
Yeah.
above being checked on here, man. Doggone. We just love the art form. We love the music just like y'all do.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Let
So,
us know. I'm just thinking of like from everybody on here, what happened after this soundtrack and like, we spoke about Tony, but Johnny Gill run after this was
oh
crazy
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh yes.
And of course Boys to Men
Uh-huh.
run was incredible after this. Yeah, you know.
Yep.
Um
And even try.
Aaron Hall had the solo stuff after this.
Yes, he did.
Big solo album. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
With I Miss You, classic.
Yep. The truth. That's what it was
You know
called.
what I mean?
Yeah. Don't be afraid.
It make me want to go listen to that album right now. You saying that, like,
Mm-hmm. Oh, baby, don't you be
right.
afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Yep.
Be afraid. Be afraid.
Mm-mm.
Be afraid. Baby.
Every version of that song still rock too. Every
Right.
version.
It was a couple of it was a couple of versions.
Actually, it was 3 different versions of that song.
Oh man.
And the only reason I know that is because I had the maxi singles. This is back when they had maxi singles.
Mm.
You had at least a minimum of 3
What
different
was it?
versions of the song.
Is it this song that I'm thinking of? I think it's this song, or it's the song that sound like that. But it's a part at the end when the harmonies come in at the end, but it's only on one version of it. The other
Don't
versions is not
be
on it.
afraid, my baby. Everything will be
Yeah,
alright.
yeah.
Don't be afraid, my baby. Y'all know. That's my favorite version. And
Yeah.
what's bad, and what's so bad about it, that's the one you can't really find anymore.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Cause where was I at when I was hearing it? It was
Yep.
somewhere I was at not too long ago, and they was playing this, and I was like,
Yep.
I said, this version right here. I said, this ain't the one that you got access to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's why it was key back in the day to get the maxi singles.
Yes, it was. Just to get them different versions.
Yeah, like I mean, because now I mean, think about it. We didn't think about it then, but you
Uh,
fast forward now, it's like it's hard to get to it.
yep.
You know what I'm saying? Even with streaming and all, it's like, man, it's hard to get to certain stuff.
Very much so.
You know? Um,
Very much so.
classic, classic, classic. Yeah, man.
Yep.
LaFace ended up doing a couple of soundtracks, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You
Definitely.
know, so yeah, man. Responsible. Responsible for so many things R&B, LaFace, man.
Yeah. Definitely one of the cornerstones as well as
Yeah.
pillars in this great thing that we call R&B music, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Kings.
Come on, man.
Shout out to the Kings, man.
Come on.
Hell yeah.
But listen to this make me want to go listen to so many people.
I know. Go down
Like,
that rabbit hole. Well,
right.
I'm telling you now, if you go down Tony and
Mm-hmm.
Boys to Men right now, you're gonna be some days, some weeks.
Right.
That's second. So if you want to take the light approach, start with Shanice.
Start off. Yep.
Start Shanice. Or even start off with Keith Washington
Come on.
and then just start breaking it down from there.
And the more and more you listen, everybody gonna go, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh
Mhm.
yeah. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's gonna do that. It's gonna do that, man. It's
Definitely.
gonna do that.
Definitely.
You know?
Hell yeah.
True.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, man. So that was the Boomerang soundtrack, man. And yeah, man. Feel free to leave, comments about what you thought. If it's something you think we didn't cover on it, let us know about that.
Moans, groans, gripes, complaints.
Come
It's
on.
all good.
All of that. If there's a soundtrack you want us to cover, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put that in the comments as well. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And we're gonna take it from there, man. We're gonna
Yeah.
take it from there. Um, any last shout out you got? Sequel?
Shout out to the chat.
Mm,
Shout out
yeah.
to the chat. Shout out
Mm,
to the chat. Shout out to the chat.
oh
Shout out to the chat, man.
yeah.
Shout out to our day one support, even for our new supporters, man. We appreciate y'all, man. The subscribers are steady going up organically, man. We appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. Vibes and Convo playlist is steady growing week by week. We got new additions to the Vibes and Convo playlist. I'll let y'all know in the next episode exactly what they are. But if you already follow us on Instagram and all of the social medias, you might already be up already.
Might already be up on it.
You know what I'm talking about? But for the time being, man, dog, I'm just grateful. Doggone blessed. Gratitude all the way around, man. Keep this thing going for R&B music, man.
Yes,
100.
indeed. Yeah, man. Same here. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to those that watch us, you know what I mean, live and in the playbacks, those that share, our YouTubes and these episodes. Shout out to all of y'all, man.
Gratitude. We
Once
appreciate it.
again, shout out to Face, Babyface, LA Reid.
The king.
So much R&B there.
I know.
Yeah, man. We love these episodes. We love these episodes.
Yeah,
Y'all know what to do, man. If you ain't subscribed yet, we want you to go and subscribe to our YouTube.
please.
Right? We here every Wednesday, 5:30 Pacific time. So we're gonna check y'all next week, man. Same time, 5:30 Pacific.
More
This is where you
R&B
need to be.
fire. More R&B
Where
fire
you
for
need to
y'all.
be, man. We telling y'all. We
Hell
telling
yeah.
y'all right now. This is where you need to be. All
That
right.
part.
So with that being said, we up out this thing. Peace.